Okay, I'm gonna take you guys on a journey to a great thing you can do to stay insulin sensitive and avert one of the biggest, probably the most common dis-ease in the world today, and that is diabetes. One of the things you can do that significantly helps you become more insulin sensitive, help your cells draw in more sugar out of your blood, any excess that you might have from your diet, assuming you might be have a high carbohydrate diet still, is resistance training or high intensity workouts. Not just a walk, but something that really hits or exercises your upper legs. And those, I found, the best exercise for me, I think, is stairs. But not just stairs, but stairs fast. So I'm going to give you a real-time idea of what I do to use the biggest muscle in my body to draw in any excess blood sugars to keep my cells insulin sensitive, so that if and when I do have a high blood sugar spike, like something sweet like pasta or something like that, that my cells are sensitive, insulin sensitive, so that when my pancreas puts out insulin, the insulin can more readily open the doors in the cells, and the cells are more sensitive, not resistant to the insulin. And so the insulin allows me to get more of the nutrients that I eat into my cells for nourishment, right? You become more insulin sensitive, you don't need as much food, your body uses more of the food that you eat for nourishment, and I'm not saying you should eat less, I'm just saying you won't need to eat as much because your cells are going to be more sensitive to not just sugar coming in, but all nutrients coming in. So this is what I do. And I'll talk a little bit more about it when I get to the top. It's a long set of stairs, and it goes up one more level to the top of the building. And so what I do is at the bottom, I usually take a deeper breath, and I let out all of the air in through the nose. You want oxygen. You want to oxygenate your cells, your body, your lungs. So you are inhaling through your nose. Noses are for breathing, mouths are for eating. So inhale through your nose as deep as you can. You want to blow it all out. So you have a large amount of your lungs that's going to bring in all fresh air. Bring all the way in. As deep as you can, and then go. And you keep doing that. You keep breathing in. Deep as you can. Hold it even. When you hold it at the top of your breath, you're giving your lungs a chance to take in as much of that oxygen as possible. The air is held in there. It doesn't get expelled before your what is it? Areoles, or forget the actual term, but little pockets in your lung that absorb the oxygen. You have more time to bring it in when you breath hold at the top. So even just a deeper breath, you're getting most all new air in. If you're breathing shallow, right, that shallowness means that you have a certain amount of airway, right, in and out. So imagine the air is starting at my mouth, going down my airway, not getting to my lung, or not getting much new air, fresh air that I just breathed into my lung. If you're taking a short, anxious breath, always, you're never getting a sufficient amount of fresh, oxygenated air past the airway into the lungs. And that's why That's why it's important to take a deeper breath and hold it. There will be a certain point where you won't be able to hold it, and you won't be able to take a longer, deeper breath. It's going to be shorter because you're running from the bear. And you will also probably, at some point, if you were actually pushing yourself harder, you will eventually not be able to get as much air in through your nose. You'll have to use your mouth, because there is a certain amount of restriction in the airway, the nasal passage, that helps you get more nitric oxide into your body, which is actually a very healing molecule. So always want to breathe through the nose if you can. There are even things you can wear at night, like a tape that you can put over your mouth to encourage you to nose breathe. But yeah, that is super important for insulin sensitivity, because when we the muscles don't need insulin to open the doors for the cells to bring in any excess blood sugar. Your muscles don't need that insulin at all. Your muscles can just pull in nutrients, pull in the excess blood sugar. And so the more you do exercises like that, the more insulin, which is the bigger problem of diabetes, the more insulin you get out of the bloodstream, the more insulin sensitive your cells become when you're not exercising. So if I were to eat, I don't know, like an ice cream after this, if I didn't do that exercise, I would have a higher starting point of insulin, and it would spike even higher with the ice cream, right? That would be like red lighting the vehicle, my body, red lighting my engine, right? But if I do the exercises like that regularly, at least once a day, like I'll probably do 2 of those, come back around again and do that again. But and in the future I might be doing 3 of those, you know. But it literally helps your cells become insulin sensitive, so that the next time you have what would be a high blood sugar spike, food like any kind of processed carbs, pasta, bread, crackers, a soda drink, sodas for sure, because it's pure sugar, right? The next time that happens, not only will your baseline insulin levels be lower going into that, but also your cells will be more insulin sensitive to open the doors to let that blood sugar in. But also, if you think about it logically, your muscles are like a battery, and when you draw down the battery from 100%, let's say I was at 100, I just drew it down to like 70. Well, guess what? There's room for charge. So the charge, in this case, is going to be having extra blood sugar, so to speak, from some kind of higher glucose food, right? Maybe an orange or some kind of fruit, or even a Snickers bar if I happen to do that. I rarely do, but let's say I do that, then there's room to bring in that blood sugar. If I hadn't done the exercise and I was already topped off, then there wouldn't be as much room for insulin to pull that sugar in, and there would be an excess of blood sugar. And also, because the insulin, the doors of the cells are insulin resistant, there's going to be more insulin, because essentially the cell is full. There's going to be more insulin in the blood, trying to push any leftover excess sugar in, and things get worse after that. You end up having to pee it out, which is fine. Your body does that well. But if you didn't have enough fluids in your body, it's a log jam. And the last thing you need is a log jam, a metabolic log jam, I would call it, essentially. And it's not good. High insulin levels or insulin resistance is, again, the leading cause of chronic illness and all kinds of suffering with health in the world. And when you can avert that by doing an exercise like this, you're going to prevent a lot of dis-ease in your lifetime, and hopefully a long health span where you are healthy as long as possible before you die. So you want your health span and your lifespan to be about the same. A lot of people in the world today, they have a very low health span, meaning they may reach 40 or 50 years old, and from that point on, it's no longer health. They are literally suffering until the day they die. And nobody, if they knew they could avoid that, they wouldn't choose that. No one in their right mind would choose that. So anyway, I hope that helps someone, at least one. Who knows, maybe in the future it'll help a lot more than one. But I look at it this way: if I can help just one person with something that I said, that's gold. So, all right, guys, love you all. Till the next one. Bye for now.